Hello everyone, welcome to another general love forecast. So let's go ahead and get into some readings and information for the collective, and then we'll get into the personal mini reading requests. Here we go. Information for hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Mini reading. So if you're new to my channel, what we're doing here this evening is a general love forecast for whoever is in need of the messages that come through. Hopefully that's something that you can relate to, whatever decks I am drawn to here this evening. And for those of you who have requested a personal mini reading, we'll get to that after the general love forecast portion. And if you do have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask in the comment section, and moderator Cameron will be able to help you out. Alright guys, so I was drawn to a couple of decks focusing on twin flame connection. So especially for those of you who are on a twin flame journey, let's go ahead and see what that vibe looks like, and then we'll get into some other messages. All right, so let's begin. So we're going to be on air for about 2 hours, from 6 to approximately 8 p.m. All right, so let's see what comes through. We are starting with doubt. Do you still think of me and love me? All right, so maybe that's what this person is thinking, especially if there is distance and time apart between you and this individual. You might have your own doubts about the connection. We also have still in love. I loved you from the moment I met you, and I still love you. Alright, that's interesting that we have somebody who's doubting perhaps how you're feeling, but they still are telling you here they still love you. And we also have time is ticking. I feel like I'm losing you as time goes on, yet I feel frozen in time. I can't help but feel that somebody might be feeling stuck in the past here, you know, maybe focusing on the past memories that you guys have shared. They clearly still love you, but, you know, maybe you could be doubting their feelings, especially if there has been no contact, maybe. And lastly, you are the missing piece in my life. They're telling you here that they miss you. Okay, so let's dig a little bit deeper with some tarot messages and see what else we can learn here. But you know, maybe you could be doubting their feelings. All right, here we go. No contact, maybe. And lastly, you are the missing piece in my life. They're telling you here that they miss angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective. Whoever is in need of guidance here. See what else we can learn here. I feel this is for those of you who are at a distance from one another. This person still loves you. And lastly, you are the missing piece in my life. Uh-oh, we have a problem with the audio. And spirit guides, please, for the collective. Uh-oh, what's happening? Whoever is in need of guidance here. See what else we can learn here. Okay, hold on one second. Those of you who are at a distance from one another. Person still loves you. Okay. Let me know if that's better, guys. Sorry. Okay, hopefully that fixed the issue. Let us know if that corrected itself. Yeah, there was a... Did it fix itself, Cameron? We're good? Okay, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I forgot to click a button here that creates some echoes. Sorry about that. It's like feedback off of each other. All right, I think we're good. That's it? Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so just to recap, because of the audio issue, so we've got these cards: doubt, still in love, time, and missing you. This is someone from your past who is clearly still thinking about you. Maybe they feel stuck over past memories, you know, that frozen in time connection where they're more so thinking about how things used to be. You know, I loved you from the moment I met you. I still love you, but we have doubts coming through here. Do you still think of me? Do you still love me? All right, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot here and see. Thank you so much, Yamira, for the super chat. We'll get to your personal mini reading after the general love forecast, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's see what else we can learn. We're starting off with the Nine of Swords. So fear and anxiety is what is affecting this person and their thought processes right now. Maybe they're having nightmares about this, you know, causing doubt in their mind. Maybe that's something that you can relate to for yourself also. Okay, because that can be anxiety, that could be depression, feeling overwhelmed, perhaps. It's hopelessness. We do have the Queen of Swords coming through. So Divine Feminine, this is a part of your energy right now. And the Queen of Swords, the way I see this person, and especially if you happen to be Divine Feminine, you are a no-nonsense type individual. We see candid, quick-witted. You know, perhaps this is you with your boundaries, especially if you're trying to protect your heart space. If you have been hurt by your masculine, for example, maybe you are able to relate to this, you know, where you're maybe picking up off of these anxieties when it comes to this connection, and that could be the doubts that's coming through here. Or that could be the masculine who is in that energy, because it can represent nightmares. They're not sleeping, they're thinking about you, they're missing you. Let's see what else here. We do have the King of Cups, so both of you are coming through. I feel Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. You're both coming through. Queen and King represented right here. Some of you could be air signs. Some of you could also be water signs. Let's see. This could be stressing them out as well, because the Four of Cups can represent regrets. It can represent missed opportunities, as we can see right here. So even though they still love you, or that's a realization that they have come to, they know that a lot of time perhaps has passed, and they are wondering, have I missed the chance? Have I missed the chance to be able to fix this? Have I missed the chance to be with you to fix this? And I can't help but feel that whoever is in this energy of doubt is also in this energy of the Four of Cups, where they feel like, you know, too much water is under the bridge, and is this really a fixable situation? We also have the Hermit. Some of you could be Virgo or dealing with a Virgo. And we've got the Divine Masculine also showing up as the Emperor, representing Aries specifically. So, you know, somebody might need time on their own, or they just need time to think. You know, just going into hermit mode, being able to be in solitude, could be the masculine, or they needed time on their own in order to realize what it is that they needed to do to take better control of a situation here. Let's see what else. So I'm feeling a pretty strong Divine Masculine energy as far as the individual represented here, who might be doubting whether the feminine still loves the masculine, whether you're still able to accept them back into your life. Maybe they're wondering if you miss them as well. We have the Four of Swords. Okay, we've got the Five of Cups. We see the disappointments right here with the Five of Cups. Okay, that can also represent grief and loss. And I feel they're struggling through this a little bit. The Four of Swords, as we can see, it's a resting period. It's like taking a break from each other or the connection. And that might actually be a blessing in disguise, you know, and why they feel that things are frozen in time, because it's not moving at this moment. And Four of Swords and the Hermit can represent solitude. We have the High Priestess. So Divine Feminine, your intuition, that's been coming through for weeks. It's been coming through for a while now. And I feel there's something that you're picking up when it comes to your masculine. So it's very important for you to really trust what your heart is feeling. We've got the Judgment. Okay, so maybe this is something that you're both going through, where you have your realizations and your epiphanies. This right here, it's the awakening that you both go through on this journey in order to realize perhaps what the past represents, what it is that you want to be able to change today in the present. It could be, again, a masculine who wants to communicate with the feminine. They're still in love with you. We see that here. And if you still have love for each other, then this can represent a reunion, the possibility of being able to fix the connection and have a second chance here. And I'm not surprised to see that Tower. And I feel if you relate to that, this can represent the separation. Sometimes it can indicate something like a separation or a divorce. It's something pretty devastating that, you know, we sometimes encounter in our lives, but it can represent a collapse, yes. But it could also represent a blessing in disguise because there are lessons wrapped up through this experience, however difficult it might be, because there's always a lesson there and you can only build from there. You know, it's been torn down already. So the only way to go is up. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else we can find out. So as of right now, we're just focusing on this energy, especially for twins. So if you feel you are on a twin flame journey, then hopefully there's something here that resonates with you, especially if you are in separation from your twin flame right now. All right, let's see what else. All right. Oh my God. Unawakened. Okay. So going back to our Judgment card. So somebody has yet to go through this epiphany. Okay. Through that light bulb moment. And just the energy that I'm picking up, it could be a divine masculine. And that's just an energy. So it could be male or female. It's whoever represents the masculine energy in the relationship. So somebody's not ready to come forward. Somebody's not ready to maybe reach out right now. So there could be no contact for some of you. And then we have the third party card right next to that. Look at this. We now have nostalgia. We already have seen, going back to this card where they're missing you. All right, they're missing you and thinking about you. You're very prominent in their thoughts right now. This can, of course, be infidelity. It can be the typical interpretation of a third party. But for some people, it could mean something got in the way, not necessarily a person. It could be a situation that's preventing you guys from working on the relationship. I did a reading one time for a couple that ended up breaking up because one person just didn't have time for the other one because they were just working too much. They were spending all of their time focusing on their career and not enough time towards the relationship. So it fell apart. They ended up having that Tower moment. So it's very important here that if this is not representing infidelity, then it simply represents something that's standing in the way of coming together. Yamira, yes, we received everything that's needed for your reading. Okay, so we'll get to that portion after the general love forecast, okay? And thank you so much for your super chat. Oh, and Cameron already answered the question. All right, so let's go ahead and get another card from here. Look at this, guys. All right, look at the progression. Unawakened, moving on forward. Here's the awakening. So it really does come full circle, and it takes us back here towards this Judgment energy where I feel through their own reflection, through their awakening, that they will know what it is that they need to do in order to get this thing moving in the right direction. I feel this is somebody who wants to return, somebody who wants to come back. We have understanding. Look at this. We have the divine masculine. So that's the energy I felt right from the very beginning. And it's confirmed right here that this is the masculine who is currently unawakened, maybe because of this third party element, whatever that might represent, and why you guys are not together. But they are thinking about you big time. A part of their journey here is going through this so that they can finally wake up, in a sense. And part of this understanding maybe is for you guys to be able to have the opportunity to sit down and talk and really air things out, you know? So look at this. We also have summer. We're in the summer season, and so maybe something might be happening during this time, especially if you have had no contact or interaction. Maybe we have a masculine here who really wants to be able to address this and fix this, and maybe reach out sometime during the summer season. Okay, so I really like how that's progressing. Let's go ahead and clarify this with some tarot. So they might be unawakened for now, but that's going to change. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, please. For whoever needs these messages. Look at this. We've got the sun. So this can represent challenges, and this can represent a very dark time in a relationship, especially if it ends up heading towards a separation. So this, through this person's awakening, can bring about this happiness, which is great. It can represent Leo. Some of you could be Leo, could be dealing with a Leo. We've got the Fool. Look at this. And now we've got the Four of Wands representing a twin flame connection. And it could be your twin, divine masculine, who wants to be able to start again, to reach out and rebuild this stronger foundation. We have already seen some of the difficult moments that you guys have encountered through this tower. And so if the foundation was knocked down, the Four of Wands can help rebuild it, okay? And to bring about a reunion for those of you who are in separation. They want to start again, but it requires action on their part to be able to take that leap of faith, as it says, and take a risk, you know, and hopefully it ultimately works out in a reconciliation. Confirmation here with the Six of Cups, going back to the nostalgia. It's the same type of energy. They are thinking about you, heavily thinking about you. You're very much on their mind right now, and maybe you've been thinking about them as well. Four of Cups, somebody's depressed. Okay, so going back to what we've already seen. Remember, guys, that came through earlier. So there's a reason why we're seeing this card twice. Four of Cups, depression, missed opportunity, regrets. Okay, so that's where this person is. You know, perhaps they're recognizing it's like, oh my God, what did I do? I totally messed this situation up. And they really want to change things. And we clearly see it is a divine masculine. No question about it. It is a divine masculine that's coming through. All right, let's see what else. We've got the Two of Wands, two paths. We also have Temperance. You could be Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Sagittarian. So whenever I see this, it reminds me of somebody who might be at a crossroads where they have some decisions to make. Which way are they going to go? Depending on what they choose, it'll take you, or it'll take them closer to you or further away from you. And this is a masculine who knows what it is through this awakening that they need to do in order to get onto the right path for you guys to have your reunion here. Okay, and for now, we're focusing on twin flame connections. That's clarified by the Four of Wands. And what I love about this card is it also represents our 1111 number. So if you happen to be seeing 1111, the number or the time, there could be some significance there, you know, because it does represent security and stability in the relationship. We also have the Three of Cups, so something to celebrate there. So I love how that's coming through. It can be a new beginning in love, a new chapter. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles, hard work that pays off. I personally like to look at the Seven of Pentacles as a wait and see card because it requires more time. It requires patience on their part. Because even though they want to dive in and fix this, look at this. We have the Eight of Wands where they want to move in fast and fix something. They still need to be mindful of what's happened here between the two of you, and they need to be able to put in the effort and the work to make it happen. And it is going to take some time to see it come to fruition. But they clearly love you. We see the Two of Cups here, and maybe they needed to lose you or spend time apart from you in order to realize just how special a bond this actually is. And we go back to the Nine of Swords where they're having some sort of anxiety. They're having nightmares, perhaps. Okay, so we saw that already as well. It's coming through to reiterate it, you know? And we see this alarm clock right here. So they have to pay attention to some of the signs that they are getting when it comes to the two of you. They can't ignore that anymore, you know? We do have the Death card that is representing Scorpio. And then we have the Ace of Swords. I feel these two together, it makes total sense because the Death card represents a transition, a transformation. It represents change that needs to happen. Okay, even though something came to an end, through this transition, something new comes out of it. And we've got the Ace of Swords offering the clarity and that aha moment, you know, the better understanding that this person needs in order to go and get here to this awakening that we saw. And it's also the opportunity to cut out whatever this third party means. If it's infidelity, if it's cheating, if it's work, you know, whatever it is that's standing in the way of the two of you coming together. This is now the chance to be able to cut out negative energies or people or scenarios or situations that need to go so that you guys can finally focus on the two of you. And then we've got the Hierophant representing the commitment or recommitment that they are willing to put in towards the relationship. We have the Nine of Pentacles. This is a solo, independent, self-sufficient type energy. Maybe we have a masculine here who might be single at this point in time, or they're doing well maybe in their career, financially, monetarily. All of that looks good in their life, but maybe the one thing that's missing is love, okay? And look at this. Here's our Judgment. So we keep getting a lot of messages focusing on the actual awakening that needs to happen in order for movement and progress to happen here. And I feel, since it's coming through again, that that will happen. There's a really good chance that that can occur. And maybe you both go through it to the point where you are able to understand each other better and the situation better, and to be able to fix what's broken so you guys can just ultimately work on being happy together. So I like how that came full circle. So that actually was a message focusing on twin flames. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some additional insight, changing things up a little bit. So I wanted to do a section specifically on the divine feminine and where the feminine energy is at currently and what you might be going through, divine feminine. All right, so what do we need to tap into? Focusing on the divine feminine right now. We are starting off with suppression, emotionally numb, not allowing oneself to think or feel things, bottling up emotions. So take that if it makes sense, especially if you represent the divine feminine energy here. And then we have isolated. Oh, wow. The next one, we have abandonment wounds. And this one says fears being left, overgives to keep the masculine from leaving, codependent, inability to trust. So take any part of that message that makes sense if this is something that you have been through or are going through. Okay, so let's clarify that. And if that does not resonate with you, then of course you don't have to take that part of the message. All right. So if, for example, you have experienced relationships where they ended up doing the leaving and you have built up resentment, perhaps, okay? We do have the Strength card, which makes sense for me because after having gone through this, that's a very difficult thing to heal. And so, of course, it would need you to tap into your inner strength and to find the courage to overcome these things. That makes sense. We see the Nine of Swords, which is also quite a fitting message to come through. We see nightmares right here, and these messages are very challenging. So if you find yourself single, you're alone, you're not in a relationship because of past heartbreak or things that you've been through that were very difficult, some of those abandonment issues could have stemmed from childhood. So again, take that if it resonates. But this right here picks up off of those fears and the anxiety that you have been through. But things will improve. Things will get better. We do see the Nine of Cups right here, where your wishes in life can still manifest. What was in the past does not have to be what it was in the future, you know? So it's time to perhaps focus on healing what you experienced back then in order to have a much better future here when it comes to your growth, your ability to be able to pick yourself up and start a new chapter. And here's that new chapter. You know, your Three of Cups is coming through here. So there is the ability to celebrate perhaps your healing and starting fresh. And we have the Temperance. So this is a reminder that healing takes time. It does represent Sagittarius. We've seen this already. So maybe around latter half of this year is when you can finally break free from this type of experience. The Magician, okay. Seven of Cups. And then we have the Ace of Cups. I really like that combination because it's giving you the opportunity to manifest better things in your life. And it's not just focused on your love life. It could be friendships. It could be relationships with family, people that might have disappointed you or hurt you. It gives you a chance to really turn the page and experience better things. And you know which one of these cups would be best avoided and which ones you can invest in. When it comes to love, when it comes to your romantic life, we do see a new beginning here with the Ace of Cups. But most importantly, based off of these challenging experiences, it's simply time for you to just focus on filling your own cup in the meantime, being able to dedicate some of your time towards loving you. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is also very fitting because the Queen of Pentacles is known to be very giving, very generous, but it's time to give back to yourself. Okay, this is a very nurturing energy from the divine feminine, and I feel we tend to give so much of ourselves to other people and not enough to ourselves, and it's time to give back to you, to fill your own cup in the meantime. Okay, so I feel that's a message for some of the feminines that needed to come through here today. So hopefully that resonates. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the energy for the masculine. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on the divine masculine. What else do we need to know here? Focusing on the masculine this time. We have issues. My family and upbringing are a bigger factor than I realized. So they've got their own issues to deal with here. Okay, what else? Focusing on the masculine. They have their own goals. Okay, I'm working towards a better future, so that's a good thing. Let me grab one more. Focusing on the divine masculine here. And then we have emptiness. I miss the feel of you next to me. Not surprising. Okay, bottom of the deck here is regret. I wish I could take back the things I said. Based off of what we've already seen, that does not surprise me, considering we've already seen the divine masculine coming through with those regrets, possible missed opportunities. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot once again. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the divine masculine energy. Whatever needs to come through at this time, please. Look at that. We've got the Ace of Cups again. So I feel the masculine needs to do the same to be able to dedicate some of this time to be able to fill that cup. It's about self-love right now for both the masculine and the feminine in order to perhaps be prepared for a new chapter in love, especially for those who are in separation. That would be quite beneficial. And then we do have the Ace of Wands. So new beginnings seem to be where this masculine wants to be, welcoming in new opportunities to create the life that they want. Nine of Pentacles, which we've seen already. Okay, as well as the Seven of Pentacles. So this is a masculine. We see that they have goals, but it's also going to take some time. They're ready to put in the effort and the work, you know, to welcome in abundance in their life, to be successful. And some masculines could also be focusing on a thriving business and reaping the rewards of all of that effort that they're putting into their life. And it'll pay off. We see the masculine coming in as the King of Pentacles. Some of you might be focused on a masculine representing Virgo specifically. This is somebody who could be quite established. They could have their own business. They could be wealthy. They could be pretty set in life, you know, but I do feel the one thing that's missing could be the love that they're looking for. And in time, this is something that the masculine will be able to find. Let's see. Let's grab another. Yeah, see, we've got the Fool. So they want a new beginning with you, Divine Feminine, okay? They want to be able to start fresh. And that's clarified by the Empress. So we are focusing on the Divine Masculine. Here is the Divine Feminine. And they want a new beginning with you. We have Aquarius coming through. We've got Taurus coming forward as well. We've got the Six of Swords coming forward, representing the healing that is needed here. It's another transition card to leave the past behind. You know, it's time to transition away from things that might have challenged the relationship and ultimately focusing more so on the future that the two of you could have. And it has a good chance at finding happiness, you know, calmer waters as compared to the turbulent waters of the Tower card that we saw earlier. So that's what's coming through there from the feminine and the masculine energy. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and grab another set. This time I'm going to grab some dialogue messages that could be from the person that you're thinking about. All right, so switching it up once again. All right, here we go. So this may or may not have anything to do with the messages that came forward already. Let's take a look. Could be a completely different storyline for whoever is in need of these messages. Here we go. What do we have? Unspoken feelings. Okay. What else do we need to know? Chemistry. Okay. We have music. So someone's thinking about you. This is someone who's drawn to you, and maybe you're feeling just as drawn to them. If you're not speaking in the 3D, you guys might be interacting and communicating through music. That could be a thing. Look at this. We now have dancing through my dreams. So you could be dreaming of this person, and maybe there's music in your dreams, or somebody could be musically gifted. You could be hearing particular songs that relate to this connection. And then we have messages. So for me, that's clarification that that's how they're communicating with you at this point in time. It is through the songs that you're listening to or coming across. And maybe you guys enjoy dancing. That could be something that is something that you both love. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify that with some tarot once again. So even though you're not interacting in the 3D world energetically, it might be a whole different story here. All right. 10 of Cups, harmony, divine love, a beautiful energy, of course, when it comes to a romantic partnership. I feel this person, they might not be speaking to you right now, but they sure are thinking about the possibility of wanting to build a life with you. It could just be a fantasy at this point, but that is a part of their desire. It's coming through as a divine masculine who might be feeling this way, you know, because the King of Cups, once again, we see water energy, so Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces for some of you. They're feeling the chemistry, and perhaps divine feminine, you feel it as well. But again, it's coming through in the dream world rather than in reality. Look at this. We now have the 9 of Swords. So it starts off as this beautiful dream, and somehow it shifts and it turns into this nightmare for some reason. Maybe that makes sense for some of you, because in the 3D, they're not with you, so they're having nightmares. It's kind of bleeding over into that type of energy where it starts off beautifully. You guys are dancing in your dreams, perhaps, and then it turns into something very different energy-wise. All right, we now have the 7 of Swords, the deception, the betrayal. All right, so maybe part of the reason why you're not speaking is because they hurt you. Either they cheated, this could have been infidelity, or they did something very hurtful to create distance. Confirming here, you probably walked away from this person. And we now have the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords, you probably did cut this person out of your life, divine feminine. Yep, we've got the King of Cups. So maybe in their dream, they're coming through as this King of Cups, but maybe in reality, they just weren't ready to commit. They had one foot out the door, and divine feminine, you weren't going to put up with that. So you set up these very clear boundaries to let them know that you weren't going to put up with that, and you probably left this behind. That seems to be how it is coming through here, and now they're feeling left out in the cold with that 5 of Pentacles, feeling very insecure over what they've done. We've got the 6 of Cups, so they are feeling nostalgic because this is a past influence here. This is a past energy, past memories. So some of those memories, they dream about it and perhaps wanting to recreate it in real life, but it's turning into a nightmare because in their dreams, it just doesn't seem to pan out the way they want. Okay. We also have the Lovers. You could be dealing with a Gemini. We have Aquarius coming through again. So this right here, the love, the chemistry, we see the chemistry card right here. That is clarified by the Lovers. But believe it or not, the Lovers card can also represent a love triangle or a third party, and that's what this Seven of Swords is indicating here. We do have the Star, so this can represent perhaps going a different path, or you're being guided elsewhere to be able to find love, and there's someone from your past perhaps that is still focusing on wanting to reconnect with you. But I feel, my feminines, you've got your guard up here, understandably so. But you might still receive a message from this person. Yep. You might still hear from them. Let's see what else. They're still wishing to be with you. We have the Magician, so Gemini, Virgo reflected through that card. What they're ultimately wanting here is to manifest a reunion in the 3D. So they're dreaming about it, and it's not even working out in their own dreams. You know, it turns into a nightmare. So there's something there that's stressing them out, and it's something that continues to stress them out even when they're sleeping. That's what I'm picking up from this person. Here's our Ace of Swords. We've already seen that earlier, and once again, we've got the Tower coming through here. So I feel you guys had maybe a very painful breakup, and it wasn't an easy thing to go through. You went into separation. They were the contributing factor why things collapsed. And in order to come back into your life, perhaps there is this need to either cut out the third party or the infidelity or the cheating or whatever was going on there. So for sure, something very difficult might have occurred. Let's see. Yeah, we have the deception from the moon. Some of you guys could have also been dealing with Pisces here. And here you are, Divine Feminine, coming in as the Empress. So I feel we might have a masculine who recognizes that they messed up. That's clarified by the Ten of Swords. Okay, that painful ending. The relationship that collapsed. We see the Tower right there. So this was a very painful relationship and how it ended. And we have the Hangman confirming that somebody let go. Could have been the feminine that decided, you know what, I got to make room for something better in my life. And you might have walked away from this person. And it is their burden to carry at this point. They're going to have to learn that they can't treat somebody like that and expect the relationship to continue to move forward. We also have the Six of Pentacles, which is about giving and receiving. And when we've got cards like the Seven of Swords, where somebody's got their interests elsewhere and there are other people in the mix, there cannot be this 50-50 equality that's happening. You know, somebody's not investing fully in the relationship, and that creates some issues. And it takes us back here to the Four of Cups. You know, their regrets. They could be dealing with depression. And they recognize that even though they might want a reconciliation here, that maybe they've missed the opportunity to turn that into a reality. And so however way they try to manipulate their dreams, it's just not working out for them. And that's why it turns into this nightmare for this person. Wow, that's pretty deep. And then we have the Ace of Wands. They want another opportunity to return. They really do. But they just don't know how to make it to be something that actually happens in real life. So if you've already moved on to somebody else, we do have the Four of Pentacles. So they might be jealous that you've moved on. And that could also be part of the reason why they're unable to manifest this Ten of Cups, especially if you're already married or with somebody else at this point. So take that if it makes sense. And we see the Six of Swords. You know, you might have already moved on. You might have detached from this person, releasing whatever past baggage was a part of this journey and whatever brought that tower down. You know, in order to have this happy ending, so to speak, part of this moving on and releasing the past, this is something that you would have to do together. You know, come to some sort of agreement. It's like, let's give it a second chance. Let's try together. and be able to let the past go and find happiness again. That's the only way that these aces are going to be looked at as a new opportunity at happiness here. So it depends on what you're willing to accept from this person and what you're willing to do to contribute to fixing it. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right, so one last message and then we'll get into the personals, the personal mini readings. So if that's something that you're interested in submitting, I know we've already gotten a couple of them, I believe, or a few. And then, of course, we'll be happy to do those readings for you. All right, guys, so I want to go ahead and grab some last messages from the Stay Inspired Oracle cards. This is by Sister Moon Tarot. All right. Angels and spirit guides, please, for the collective, for those who are in need of these messages. What do they need to know to wrap up this general love forecast? Okay. Message. Okay, somebody clearly wants to communicate with you. We have communication is needed. Communication is coming. Read between the lines. Speak the truth. Speak your truth. Okay, let's go ahead and grab a couple more here. We have forever. And bottom of the deck, we've got cleanse. Okay, let's see what this is about. So forever, you have a forever bond. Even if you haven't met them yet, you are not alone. Your soul is tied to your soulmate even before you meet them or know of them. Trust this bond with all your heart. They are yours forever. This could be for my singles who, of course, are looking for love and wanting to move forward towards a new chapter. This is telling you once you meet this person, it is a forever bond. It is a forever connection. So that's beautiful. But this can also represent those of you who are in separation who may forever be drawn to each other. That could certainly apply towards twin flames and separation, you know, where you still feel connected to them regardless of whether you guys are together or not. And then lastly, we have cleanse, clear your energy, make room for new energy, new mindsets, new relationships, new adventures, and new beginnings. So I actually love how that's coming through because it's very fitting for what we've seen here today. You know, that it is time to clear out some old energies, negative energies, and prepare for the new coming in. All right, so let's grab some tarot here. Angels and spirit guides, please. Let's clarify this. Okay. We do have the Hangman, which we've already seen. And I really do feel that that's crucial because it's calling for us to let go of certain things, experiences, or people. And I feel that's got something to do with this cleanse energy, to be able to clear the energy, you know, create change in our life, to make room for better. Let's see what else. Yeah, it's time to, you know, put in effort where you want to be able to focus your energies and to release the burdens that no longer serve a purpose in your life. You know, we do have the Magician coming through, which we've already seen. So it is about manifestation of so many things in your life. It does represent a very good energy, a very positive outcome, not just necessarily focused on your love life, but for some of you, part of this message that is coming through could be someone from your past who wants to be able to rekindle the partnership. And not surprised to see these two cards, Nine of Swords once again, followed by the Tower. And this is what needs to be cleansed. You know, that's the energy that needs to be addressed in order to finally let it go, learn the lesson behind it and to be able to open up a brand new chapter there. So that makes sense. Wheel of Fortune. So part of your destiny, part of your experience is meant to turn around in your favor this time. You know, and again, it doesn't just have to focus on your love life. It could be about anything of concern for you at this point in time. What is a part of your destiny has already been written, and it's meant for you to travel down that path. And this is at least giving you some added blessings towards good luck and good karma when it comes to that experience. So you're meant for better. And we do see the Lovers, we do see the Emperor, and we do see the Ace of Pentacles. Nice combination in how it's coming through, because this is clarification that we have a divine masculine who's really ready to take control of the situation. They still love you, they still care for you, they're still drawn to you, divine feminine. And perhaps with this Ace of Pentacles, this is their way of bringing in that solid offer of commitment and stability that they couldn't offer before, which is why we have this. Okay, so that's what I've got for the general part of this message. So give me a minute, guys, to get my cards organized, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you for waiting. So let me look at the lineup of requests that we have here. So Elise, I see your 2 questions. Yamira, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I apologize if I'm not. And Dawn, okay. So let's go ahead and get to these readings here. Okay, so Elise, for the first one, I need to visit Canada next. But the whole area is in emergency. Oh my, due to wildfires. And I'm sure you guys have seen the devastation in Maui, Lahaina. It's absolutely crazy, all of that stuff that's going on. So I hope everyone's safe if that's affected you in any way. So the wildfires there. Okay, will I still be able to go? And then question number 2, the city I'm in isn't working out. Ah, I'm sorry to hear that. What does it look like if I go back to Vilcabamba? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's focus on the first question. Whether it's actually a good idea to go there. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a yes/no response for that one, and then we'll grab some tarot, okay? Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on Elise, Taurus. All right, Elise, let's see. So let's start off with just a yes/no response, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper. Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on a possible trip to visit Canada and the situation there due to wildfires going on. Is this trip possible? What do we need to know right now? Okay. We have a no, but we'll go ahead and dig and see what's up. Of course, it may have something more to do than just the fires that's happening. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on there. So it might not be the right time, perhaps, Elise, possibly due to the safety factor. Okay. You're being directed to listen to your intuition as far as making the decision, you know, to go on this trip. So, and this is coming through as a no with an exclamation point. You know, if a card could scream, this is it. It's like, that might not be a good idea right now. So that's got a lot to do with what's going on there, perhaps. Look at this, 2 of Swords. It's not moving. There is, of course, this stalemate, stuck energy in it. And as we can see here with the keywords, it says difficult choice. Perhaps there's a part of you that really wants to go, but so far, it's directing you not to. So whether or not you're able to go, of course, you know, you could still go, but I feel based off of this, it's directing you to put it off. We do have the Hangman here. So typical interpretation is letting something go, surrendering. So perhaps letting go of the idea for now that you should go on this trip. That seems to be what I'm getting from these messages. You are being directed onto a different path for now, or to stay put, you know. That's really interesting how that's presenting itself. We do have the 4 of Swords. So this is a resting period. So if I'm to interpret that based off of your question, if it's at rest, it's not moving. You know, and you couple that up with the 2 of Swords, it's still. There is no movement. You're meant to leave it behind for now, okay? And it's interesting how we've got this interpretation of calmer waters. You're being directed to head towards calmer waters because by possibly going on this trip, it's not a good idea. Is not a good idea. Not right now, anyway. I would put it off for a little bit because it could be a dangerous time to go. Okay. Yeah, that's what's coming through there. And then we have the energy of the Queen of Swords. You're being directed to cut it out for now. So I'm going to leave it at that because that's a very clear-cut answer as to what these cards are bringing forward. You know, it's basically telling us, it's like, no, it's not a good idea. I wouldn't go. I would put it off. And it doesn't mean you can't ever visit there. It's just not a really good time right now, you know. So I would, if this was my trip and if this was my reading, I would probably not go right now. So give it a little bit more time and maybe plan it for later on in the year or maybe early part of next year, depending on when you're most guided to go. But as far as right now, because of everything going on there, it seems that it's not a good idea. Okay, so that's that one. So let's go ahead and get answers for your second part of the reading. Okay, so the city where you're in right now, it's just not working out. And should you ultimately go back to your previous city? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what that will bring forward. Okay, I'm drawn to a different deck. I'm actually drawn to use two different decks for this one. Okay, hold on. All right, so angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Elise, Taurus. As far as returning to Vilcabamba, I am totally butchering that city's name or country, but I'm focusing on it. Okay, let's see. Let's grab an angel answer and let's see. Angels and spirit guides, please. We have not the right time. Okay. Timing is off for some reason. We have take action. And then we have a no. So that's interesting. You know, we seem to be getting no responses for now, but once again, it's telling you it's just not the right time right now. And of course, later on, there will be a much better time to do this. So let's go ahead and get some additional insight here. We have divine intervention also coming through here. So the way that I'm interpreting this right now, Elise, is perhaps you'll get your answer from the universe to let you know when is the right time to return, to be able to uproot yourself. But as of right now, it's not the right time to take action. That is very clearly indicated through these messages. And look at the next card. We have returns. So someday you have the opportunity to return. It's just telling us it's not the right time. It is not the right time to take action at this point. Okay, so let's clarify that with tarot once again. So there's this need to just delay it a little bit. Yeah, there's a delay. Look, we've got the Hangman showing up again. So it's one of those things where, you know, it's like go back to the drawing board and reassess your plans, so to speak. Look at this. We've got the Tower. So I have a feeling if you were to go back, that wouldn't work out for you either. So, excuse me. At least that's the way it's coming through here. Let's see what else. Two of Wands, future planning, leaving home, making decisions. You're definitely perhaps feeling like you're at a crossroads as far as this decision, but it is clearly telling us here it's not the right time to move. Okay. We've got the Magician that is followed by the Two of Swords. So once again, it seems that it's not moving when it comes to this scenario either. You have the capability to manifest it later on, but it's not the right time. It's not the right time. Yeah. That's just what keeps coming forward. You have the opportunity to hit that reset button in a way and take action later on. We see the take action here. The Fool is representing that action, you know, that fresh new start, that new beginning. So even though it's not working out where you currently are at, there will come a time where you're going to know when to move. It's just not right now. Yeah, it's not right now. But you will know when that time will be. Six of Wands, it does indicate success. So you got to trust your instinct on this one when it's the right time to create a new beginning for yourself in an environment that works for you and that feels right for you. But as of right now, at least it's just coming through that timing is off for both scenarios. So the Canada trip, I wouldn't plan it at this time, maybe later on in the year or early part of next year, as I've mentioned. And as far as uprooting yourself towards, you know, your old location, it's still coming through as something you shouldn't do as of right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some time frames here, because if it's not the right time to move, when is? And so as always, you know, just take the time frames as a flexible thing, because time is always changing and moving. We have 1 year. Okay, so maybe that makes sense. If it's not the right time right now, it's going to be next year. Okay, so a year from now. All right, so that's what I've got for you. I hope that helps you out and that makes sense for you. But for both scenarios, both questions, it just doesn't seem to be the right time. Okay, thank you so much for your question. I hope that helps guide you. All right, so moving on to the next question. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, gotta get these cards back where they were. All right, so who's next? Okay, so Yamira, please let me know if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly. You're so welcome, Elise. I hope that helped. Thank you again. All right. Okay, let me move on to the next question here. Okay, so Kenny, Gemini, I've been dog sitting his dog for 2 weeks. He said he hasn't been around because his grandmother's been in the hospital. Not sure if he's being honest. I haven't heard from him today. Okay, let's see if this is what's really happening. All right, let's take a look at his divine masculine energy here. Thank you so much. All right, so Yamira, Virgo, and Kenny, Gemini. All right, so Kenny, what is going on here? Angels and spirit guides, please let us know. Okay, is he being honest? Is he being shady? What's happening? All right, please let us know. We have admired. We have takeoff. We have feminine shadow. And then we have hollow. Okay, so he's not tapped into his emotions. Not right now. He's got you in the shadow and he's not exactly sharing with you what's going on with him. So that could definitely explain why he has not been in contact or letting you in. Okay, so it seems that there could certainly be attraction here, admiration for you, but he's also coming through as the type of person that if things got a little bit too serious, perhaps, that he's not going to stick around. Sometimes this can also be an indication of that he's hiding something from you. If he's keeping you in the shadows, then he's not sharing something. Let's see. What else, please? Focusing on Yamira, Virgo, and Kenny. Gemini, especially focusing on Kenny's energy here. Give me one more card, please. Okay, so we have the awakening. If he actually comes to terms with how he feels about you and shares that with you, then maybe there's a chance for things to take off here. I want one more card here. We have discontent. Okay, so if he's discontent and if he's in takeoff mode, there's something about the connection perhaps that just doesn't check all the boxes for him. So let's go ahead and grab some additional messages here. I'm drawn to a different deck and then we'll confirm that with some tarot. I want to grab some additional messages here. What's going on? Angels and spirit guides, please. Focusing on the connection between Yamira, Virgo, and Kenny, Gemini. All right, what else can you tell me, please? We have spy. So this is somebody who's keeping tabs on somebody. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is not over. This combination for me sometimes can indicate an ex-partner, you know, keeping an eye on somebody that we can't seem to let go of. I don't know if that's what's going on with him, but that seems to be how this is coming through, that he's keeping tabs and observing, keeping an eye on somebody. So let's see what else we can learn about this, okay? But what I can see from these messages is not necessarily that he's being dishonest, although that could be a part of it. But it seems that he's not telling you the full truth of what's happening with him. You know, if it's a half-truth, then it could have been that he was at his grandmother's, but then he ended up or in the hospital and going somewhere else after that. So something's missing. We have the Tower, and that's followed by the Moon. So it is clarifying that he's being dishonest, perhaps, or that he's hiding something from you. We clearly see he's not really in his heart space, and he's spying on somebody. I don't think he's spying on you or keeping tabs on you. And we have this situation where he's discontent with how something unfolded and he doesn't want something to be over. Look at this. We have the Page of Swords. So you couple that up with the Spy card, or let me put it this way. Okay. So he's looking at somebody. He's spying on someone. The Page of Swords represents curiosity. He's curious about this person, whether he's visiting somebody else, hanging out with someone else. He's lying about it, whatever he's doing. Let's see what else. Two of Pentacles, juggling. Okay, if he's juggling, then there could be someone else in the picture here. And then we have the Page of Wands, somebody who's free-spirited, somebody who wants to perhaps have their adventures, have their fun, but the Page of Wands is known to be non-committal at times. And we've got the Seven of Swords, so we've got two cards coming through here that indicate some sort of deception. So he's not being honest, he's hiding something. That's clearly coming through here. We've got the Ten of Swords. It does indicate backstabbing. It's a betrayal of some sort. So you couple that up with the Tower, and it represents a very painful breakup, a painful ending, a painful conversation. It's not a nice feeling at all. And then we have the Two of Swords. So something's not moving. There is no progress here. Not in the direction perhaps that you were hoping for. But, you know, this could actually be a blessing in disguise, because if this is what he's doing, then you're free to be able to create something else in your life, something new, and go in a different direction. And we've got the Ace of Wands to be able to provide that for you, where you can create the life that you want with a person who wants to invest their time and energy with you, rather than with Kenny. If he really is not interested, you know, then if he's in takeoff mode and wanting to spend time with somebody else, he might be doing you a favor, because that could open you up to the possibilities of meeting somebody way better suited for you. As we can see here, he's entertaining other options with the Seven of Cups, you know, and you couple that up with the juggling of the Two of Pentacles, and there are other people perhaps in this picture. And then we see the Five of Wands next, which is a conflict that we see here. Five of Wands can represent competition. It can represent rivalry. It can represent the conflict. So if there's a love rival here, then he's got his eye on somebody else, perhaps, unfortunately. Look at that. We have the Three of Swords. So heartbreak. This can represent a third-party situation. So he's going to end up hurting you the longer you perhaps continue to invest any more time and energy into expecting anything from him. Or he might end up just giving you crumbs, and you shouldn't just accept that. You deserve so much more than that. So this is directing you to move on. Six of Swords, it's directing you to move forward, let it go, release it, because you deserve somebody way better suited for you, truly. Somebody who will be on the same page, somebody who's going to be, you know, this is about teamwork, working together, collaborating. If he's got one foot out the door, that's not happening. You're also coming in with the energy of the Queen of Cups, followed by the Queen of Swords. So you put these two cards together, you're being directed to trust your intuition and to cut him out, because you deserve this, okay, which is a new beginning, followed by the Ace of Cups and a new romance, okay? So if he doesn't want to play this role in your life, then somebody else will. Somebody else who's truly way better than anything that he could offer you, because we clearly see that he's being deceptive, that he's doing something shady, and that he probably is lying to you about where he's at, you know? So I'll leave that there. That for me is pretty clear that he's not being truthful with you. You know, he's probably spending time with somebody else at this point, unfortunately. But again, try to look at it as a blessing, because this could be the universe's way of saving you any more time and effort and energy, and dedicating that time towards yourself, and to be able to fill your own cup in the meantime, and to prepare yourself for new chapters with people, or a very special person who deserves to be with you. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Yamira, not the best news when it comes to Kenny, but good news as far as being able to open up to new love in the future. Okay? So I hope that helps, because it's pretty clear, the message that's coming through there. Thank you so much for your question. I hope that helps. All right, so Dawn, you are up next. All right, give me 1 second here. Yeah, I don't like it when the messages are not nice. But, you know, at the same time, it could be a saving grace. It could be very empowering to have that knowledge and to stop yourself from going down a much deeper rabbit hole, so to speak, you know? All right. All right, Dawn. So Aquarius and Michael Sag want to know what he's feeling right now. We have been in contact and he's not getting married. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at his energy. All right, here we go. Oh, good, you're here. Okay. All right, Dawn, so let's see what this vibe looks like, okay? Angels and spirit guides, please, focusing on Michael. Oh, you're so welcome, Yamira. I hope that helped you. Okay. Michael, Sagittarius. What do we need to know, please, when it comes to the connection with Dawn, Aquarius? What's his vibe? A sacred union, okay. That could be an indication, Dawn, that he actually feels more connected to you rather than the person that he was thinking of marrying. Let's see what else. Look at that. We have breakthrough. This is a realization. This is a realization, perhaps, that he sees you in a very different light. If that makes sense. We have balance, okay. Maybe he's family oriented, okay. Or the family has an influence. We have the awakening card coming through again. Okay. And we have divine partnership. So this is a great bunch of cards coming through right there. So let's clarify and see what's going on. That breakthrough card and the awakening message, he's had some realizations here. When it comes to you, Dawn, something has shifted. He's realized something. You know, we're starting off. This could even be interpreted as he realized part of this epiphany. He realized that he didn't want to marry this person. And that could be a part of him making that decision and bringing things back into balance for himself. And then you could also represent the possibility of a divine partnership here through his awakening. Could be something like that. Look at that. We have the 8 of Cups. You put that right below that sacred union message. You know, the bride and the groom, he walked away from it. Isn't that interesting? Oh, wow. He decided to choose differently. He walked away from it. Look at the next card. We've got the 10 of Cups. He has a different idea of who he wants to represent this type of partnership, and it could be you. Look at these cards. Wheel of Fortune, followed by the 2 of Cups. It's, you know, if we could write a sentence based off of these tarot cards, it's like, I walked away, I made different choices, I have a different idea of who it is that I want to spend my life with. I want to be able to turn things around for myself. I know who it is that I consider to be my soulmate in this lifetime. There you go. Wow. He wants to reset his priorities, you know? Two of Pentacles. Some of the ups and downs perhaps that he's been through, but he also recognizes that you might ultimately be representing this person that he wants to really build a life with. And then you're coming in with the energy of the High Priestess. So intuition will serve you quite well at this point in time. He's already reached out. Here's our Judgment. He has gone through that awakening. Here's the Awakening card. Oh, wow. So that already is telling us he's back in contact with you. So there is the possibility that this might actually move forward and turn into something beautiful. You're coming in with the energy of the Empress. You are the divine feminine that he wants to be able to explore the future with. That's pretty cool, the way that's coming through. And then we have the Death card. So even though one situation came to an end, he decided to make a change, and now through a new chapter, you guys are able to explore where the future could go, because this can represent that change. This can represent a new beginning. And I love how we've got the Six of Wands. The key word on the bottom says recognition. So through his awakening, he now knows what it is that he wants, perhaps, finally recognizing that you do represent that divine counterpart, the divine partnership that he wants to be able to establish. Wow. We've got the Ten of Pentacles. Financially, he could be doing great. Maybe you are doing well in that area as well, Dawn. But this can also represent a perfect match. It can represent a strong bond, happiness, security, stability in the relationship. That looks pretty darn good. Wow. Knight of Cups. So if you have considered Michael to be a very romantic person, okay, or he wants to be able to romance you in this relationship, I feel he could very well be stepping things up. Look at this. We now have the Lovers. So I feel he cares for you. He loves you. Divine partnership, we see that here. He finally is realizing what it is that he wants. This could be romance turned up to a whole different level. You know, here we are with the choice that he has decided to make for the two of you to reconnect, the bond, the chemistry, the attraction, the love. So he's now making a choice to be able to move this forward. And with the Seven of Cups representing multiple possibilities, options, and choices, he has narrowed it down to you. That's really the way it's coming through. Wow. There's a reason to celebrate, that's for sure. Three of Cups. Okay, celebrations, a new chapter, a new love, positive outcome. Very happy energy. So one situation is no longer moving. It's at a stalemate. That's it. It's a done deal. But there is another situation with you that's now finally moving forward. And Six of Swords, moving forward. So there's the movement. So he put a stop to something and has created movement going in a different direction with you. That's incredible, honestly. He had to make it for himself, and that's what I wanted to happen. Yes, absolutely. Look at this. Finally on the same page, working together, collaborating, teamwork. Very nice. And lastly, we've got the Magician, which is manifestation of the relationship in the 3D. And this can all, of course, represent the rekindled partnership, the very special connection that you do share. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So abundance, of course, can come in many ways, and it's coming through as far as love coming back in. And this could, of course, be the solid offer of commitment that he will be able to offer you as more time unfolds. It's such a special message and reading that's coming through here this time. So that's what I've got for you, Dawn. I feel that there has definitely been this shift in his way of thinking, in what it is that he's looking for. And just the fact that he ended up not getting married, that says a lot. And it's said it clearly right here with these two cards lining up the way it did. He walked away from the possibility of marrying somebody else because he was drawn towards you, perhaps, you know? So there's a reason why that happened. That is no accident. And he feels it in his heart. And I feel it's just a matter of time before things really start moving forward for the two of you. So good luck. I hope that it really works out and the way you've envisioned it to happen. You know, I hope that this is a dream that really does manifest for you in the way that you wanted. Okay, but it looks good. It really does look very positive, Dawn. All right, so that's what I've got for you. You're so welcome. I'm so glad that helped. So does anybody else, Cam, have any more requests? I think that's it, huh? All right, guys. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up a little bit early here. We were going to stay live until about 8, but I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up a half hour early. And I hope you guys were able to enjoy the general love forecast portion. Thank you guys so much, everybody that took the time to join us. And if you don't already follow us on Instagram, where we announce a lot of these live streams for Twitch as well as here on YouTube, please do so. I am the Celestial Forecast by Carrie on IG. All right, guys, so I'll go ahead and announce our next sessions for next week, and I hope you can join us then. Until then, enjoy your day or afternoon or morning, wherever it is that you're watching from. We appreciate each and every single one of you. And on behalf of myself and moderator Cameron, we appreciate you guys so much. And we'll see you next time. Take care.